What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Bling Talks. We have Saloni Shah here with us. She is the Chief Marketing Officer of Vanch Jewels out of New York City. She's a seasoned consultant and has also been in the jewelry business since childhood. Her father was in the business before she was born. So Saloni, super happy to have you on the show. Excited to get to know you and understand the business that you guys have created and are creating, and share that stuff with our viewers and other jewelers in the community. So thank you so much for spending time with us today, and I look forward to it.
Of course, thank you so much, Anthony, for having me. I think what you're doing here is amazing and a great way for everyone within the jewelry industry and backgrounds to sort of be integrated and sort of have that connection going.
Absolutely, I appreciate that, and that's definitely the goal. So I guess we'll just jump right into it. Saloni, tell us how you got into business.
Yeah, of course. So as you know, my background comes from my father. He started since before I was even born, back in India in Surat, working with different clients and wholesalers and manufacturers in those days, and then expanded his horizons and came into the United States, and that's where he started working within the diamond industry here in New York City. And with that knowledge and that skill set that he had, we decided that we want to dive a little bit deeper. We want to go bigger, and we have started a own little setup of ours, which is called Lunch Jewels. You can find us on Instagram. We do unique diamond and bead jewels and pieces, anything custom related, and so that's sort of where that comes from. I also sort of worked in the jewelry industry when that was my first job starting out of college, and I have to say, learning about the jewelry business is tough. You got to know your gemstones, you got to know your diamonds, you got to know your gold, you got to know all the different nuances, and it's a tough business. It's not easy it's not for everyone, but definitely a very big learning curve within the industry as trends keep going. Oh, Anthony, I think you may be on mute.
Yeah, thank you so much. You touched on trends. It's something we kind of usually like to get into on the podcast to see what trends people are seeing, and you have a really good point of view with that, because you guys are kind of on the manufacturing and the whole side, and maybe kind of merging into a little bit more retail and online stores. So what kind of trends are you seeing that you feel people should be aware of, or that should be taking advantage of?
I think the number one trend that I've seen so far is the switch from real diamond to lab grown. I think in the age of TikTok, Instagram, and things like that, you see people who are hesitant to buy these big ticket items, diamonds that are worth probably hundreds and thousands of dollars, and then it's like, well, you can get that at the half of a price, and it's still a diamond at the end of the day. It's not moissanite, it's not that, but it's a diamond, but it's just man-made. And so seeing that switch in people really causes the industry to think, well, okay, is this something that we want to invest in? Is this going to be big in the future? How do we want to tackle this? Personally, I believe that natural diamonds are natural diamonds. I'm a natural diamond girly. I would not prefer a lab grown, just because I don't know where the value of that is in a couple of years. People say that it's there, and these trends can come and go. You'll see someone flashing it now, but then it's like years later, you're like, is there really the value in that? Where is it going?
Very well put. Yep. Yeah. And so as far as like what you guys are seeing on your end, is there a certain like percentage of lab growns you guys are starting to see from the wholesaling side, or anything like that?
I think when I think about percentages, it's really hard to kind of put it in that frame because you sort of want you as a wholesaler and as a manufacturer, you sort of want to deliver what the people want, you know, what the customer wants, what retailers are sort of tapping into, and sort of it's hard to put a number on it, but I think I'm seeing that more and more upcoming. I think before it was probably only 10%. I'm seeing more of a 25% change into lab grown, and I don't see that growth changing anytime soon. I think people are still going to tap into that market. They're still going to want to see the upside of it. I mean, personally, you know, I've looked at lab grown diamonds. So even we've started getting into lab grown diamonds because that's what you see going, and that's what the people want.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I mean, you got to cater to the market, that's for sure. And I think it's going to be speaking pretty clearly, over the next year or so. So yeah, thank you so much for that insight from kind of your guys' point of view. So now we're kind of focusing on your own brand here, where you
Mhm.
guys are kind of going to be going, B2C essentially. So tell us about your plan with that and how you guys plan to go to market and all that good stuff.
Yeah, definitely. So up until now, my dad has only and I personally have only worked in the B2B space, and so that's what I've seen so far. But now that we've sort of started growing into our own our own company and with Bunch, I think we want to expand to our consumers and clients that, you know, and leverage the people that we already know and the clients that we already have into this space, you know, that can come from anyone that you know, word of mouth, anything from, you know, when you go to search such diamond industry sort of conferences or conventions, you sort of meet people, and then that's where you sort of get yourself out there. And I think getting to the consumers, the biggest thing is making sure that you're in this day and age active on social media, because
Hmm.
that is where everything sort of come from. If you look at Majuri, that's sort of where they kind of blew up, is from social media and all these influencers and things like that. So I think making sure that you're big in that space will really help getting that connection to consumers. And then I think your personal connections definitely go a long way as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. If you've been in the jewelry business for a long time and family's been in there, your your relationships reputation holds
Mm-hmm.
major weight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so great. Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that's valuable. I know a lot of jewelers, they're in the retail space or they just get caught in the day-to-day stuff and they're not thinking about those types of things and they can kind of get overlooked. And that can be detrimental for business. So I'm glad you shared that. Can you share any type of like KPIs or metrics that you guys kind of have in mind for the new business? Like how do you guys will judge success?
Yeah, definitely. I think as of right now, you know, we're definitely launching ourselves on Instagram. I think in this day and age, it's a big platform. You can leverage so many different people that you can directly connect to on a one-on-one basis. And so I think when you look at Instagram, there's so many different metrics that you can measure on that. You know, you can look at your views, you can look at your likes, you can look at the number of shares that you've had on your post. I think things like that are really big because you want to make sure you're keeping the community and the people engaged. And as soon as you capture that engagement, you will see a trend in the number of likes and the number of orders and the number of people that are reaching out to you, or even when people just put in inquiries. I think that's a big one because that turnover with making an inquiry into a sale is big,
Oh yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's where most of the work happens is getting that turnover.
Well put.
And so I think making sure that you have those metrics on the up, you'll be in a good position to sort of get yourself out there.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's great stuff. And definitely tracking is a big thing that you mentioned there. I started my career in TV. TV was great, but quickly noticed that online advertising allowed us to really have way more information. I mean, why would I advertise, on local broadcast when, of course, a lot of people are going to see that, but I'm paying a very healthy cost per thousand for those eyeballs when I could target right in my, within a mile of my jewelry store, people making 100K income, a month or more, etc. You get the point. And I mean, you can track everything, clicks, engagement, conversions, where they came from. So really good insight. And I think super important for the community here. So thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
So one other thing is that I'd like to ask, and is super interesting. So you guys coming from this wholesaling and manufacturing side, going B2C, there's probably a ton of value there, that
Yep.
other people cannot provide. So tell us about that, share that information. It's powerful stuff.
Yeah, no, I think when you come in from that B2B mindset, you're only connected with those wholesalers, manufacturers, retailers that you're connecting with on a day-to-day basis. You don't know what the consumers want. You don't know what their needs are. So I think making sure that you're talking to the right people within, I think that's where the retailers make a big role, because they are the ones that are talking to the consumers. They are the ones that are reaching them. They are the ones that are catering to the needs of those consumers so that their business flourishes. And so when you make that connection, you want to make sure that you're right, you're talking to the right people that have that insight to provide to you. And I think when I start to tap into this business, and my dad has the same mentality, is that you want to make sure that you're talking to everyone. No insight is harmful. You want to make sure that you digest and you get all the different information that's out there. You want to stay knowledgeable on the trends and the insights that are on the up, and make sure that you're tracking those as well, because when you see trends, they can go up as much as they want, but they can just as well go down. And so
Absolutely.
you want to make sure you're having those right conversations, you're staying up to date. you know you want to have the right insight and the right mentorship that comes with that. And I think that's when you want to partner with someone. I think partnering with, a local retailer would be a great way to sort of get that insight going, that, hey, like, let's work together as a community and build ourselves up.
I love that. Yeah, that is some fire right there. Really, really amazing. And that's just a great strategy right there. I'm glad you
Mhm.
shared that. So I guess we'll kind of, wrap it up with just, if you have anything else you want to share or discuss with the community, go right ahead. And then after that, let's just, let people know how to get a hold of you if they want to get in touch with you guys for to do business, to build contacts, relationships, anything of that sort. Please feel free. Tell people how to get a hold of you.
Yeah, definitely. I think some last thoughts within the diamond and jewelry industry. It's flourishing. It will continue to flourish as much as it can, but I think making sure that within the community that we ourselves are interconnected and we have the right mindset as we move forward. Making sure that we're talking to each other. We're here to support one another, and so making sure that we have that right mentality to do that, having the right conversations, connecting with the right people, is very important.
Yeah.
And I think this platform, like that you're doing, is a great way to do that. And I would suggest that everyone that is sort of looking to be connected, you know, uses something like this to the best of their abilities. And
Thanks.
yeah, those are sort of kind of my last thoughts. Yeah, and Lunch Jewels, we are a startup. We're starting. We're brand new, but we're definitely going to kick some ass in the future.
Good.
And so you can definitely find us on Instagram at Lunch Jewels. Um, we do we're tapping into a ton of different areas. The sky is the limit, and yeah.
Yeah, guys. Hey, so Saloni, Shah, It's Vansh Jewelers at VANSHJEWELS
Mm-hmm.
on Instagram, guys. Go check her out. Saloni, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you. I relate to you very much. I think you're an incredibly savvy and accomplished person and have a lot to bring to the jewelry industry and any business that you work with. So I really do appreciate you taking time. I know you got another one here coming up. So we'll go ahead and end this right now. And again, thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much, Anthony. It was great speaking to you.